Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Danna-Gift, and I have a wonderful, beautiful being. She is the creator of multiple products, a serial entrepreneur, a spiritual teacher, Brit Shane, the best, the beautiful, and she's here spending her time with me, so everybody be jealous. Everybody be jealous. I already know. You're green with envy, but that's fine.
Everyone's jealous. I was at your Thanksgiving already.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Guys, we had a Thanksgiving dinner not too long ago, and there was like probably 7 of us, and we have a group of 40. And literally everybody was like, I'm so glad you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Like, I'm so sorry you weren't invited. It's not personal at all.
It's not.
But
I was like, we couldn't fit. We didn't even have any more chairs.
Yeah. We were out of chairs. First, before we get into today's topic, which we're going to talk about dating high-value men and women and like how to figure out what works and what doesn't work. But I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on you as a person and what you do and why people should really listen to you, because you've done a lot of amazing things with your life. We were just talking about your Space Face business, which is is it one of your most lucrative businesses right now?
Yeah, so Space Face is probably actually Arizona Tattoo Academy would be the highest grossing business, but maybe like equal.
Okay.
Before I met you guys, before I joined our entrepreneur group, I was really known in the beauty industry. So I created a product line called Space Face. And then that was used by a bunch of salons all over the valley and then kind of spread nationwide. So I actually rebranded my beauty studio to Space Face Artistry. So it's 2 separate entities. So I have 2 businesses that I own by myself 100%, which is my consulting agency. And I do like branding, rebranding, and help people launch ideas.
And that's Portal.
That's Portal.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm obsessed with business, and I was like, I need to stop launching things. So now I kind of just help other people do like what I love.
And then your launch party was fucking titties too.
Thank you.
It was really fun, and Britt looked amazing. She had this really like slim, sleek black dress. I was like, okay, fancy. I felt like I was at the Met Gala.
Thank you. I know, all my events, I'm always like, we're wearing gowns.
As you should.
So I'm like, that's the life I'm manifesting, like more gowns.
Yeah.
As we're in like sweatshirts and,
jeans. This is fine. You can't be in a gown all day.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but be very uncomfortable.
I'd be in a gown all day. But I wear scrubs, like all my first 3 companies were all beauty based.
Oh, got it.
So now I'm like, not outgrown the industry, but outgrown that. I retired from clients at the beginning of the year. That was the party you were at, was me being like, okay, I launched these 3 beauty businesses. I brought on business partners into most of them. So now on the day-to-day, I do just like high-level consulting, and then I'm working on like the vacations for entrepreneurs and
like hosting retreats and things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just more feminine. I feel like I spent a lot of which is why this is very appropriately timed, because had we had this talking about dating and the type of person I needed at the height of my career is so different now that I'm in like what do they say?
More
a soft life.
Yeah.
I hate when they say that.
But I'm in era.
Yeah.
Now. There's so many different labels to it. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like masculinity and femininity is a trend right now. Like everybody's just trying to figure out, where do we go?
It is.
The balance is kind of fucked up. Like we're confused.
It is. Well, and somebody I spoke at an event. It was all female event. Oh, you were there. The girls' night out.
Girls' night out. Yeah.
And we were making the joke, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know, not everybody here is entrepreneurs, because I heavy like work with entrepreneurs. That's everything I do. Is I'm like, let's make your brand better. Let's rebrand. Let's 10x this. So I don't work with non-entrepreneurs. And she goes, but not everybody is. So you need to talk about something else. And she said, let's talk about feminine energy and being a female and how to be a female in a men's business world. And I said, I go, so I'm not allowed to tell them that I had to be a man to become this successful? And she laughed.
Is that appropriate? Because that's the truth.
Yeah, I was like, and I have to be honest that while reading these questions, I thought this is good, because one of the things I thought of over and over as we were like going over this was, there's business, you have to be masculine. You have to be masculine in certain ways, and in your relationship, you have to do the exact opposite.
It's so confusing. It really is. I mean, it's the same for men too, though, because men, they have that alpha masculine energy, but then when they come back to their girl, they do have to channel their feminine. So it's like, the balance is, we just have to learn how to toggle between the 2.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult. So much easier said than done.
The height of your business is real estate, right?
Yeah.
So that's very masculine, right?
100%.
My saving grace was it was beauty. Yeah. So as much as I was a dude, I was like, try this new lipstick.
Feminine industry. Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah. that mixture must have been tough because in order to execute, you had to be completely masculine to get your task done. But then you're like, lipstick and makeup and like
and the people that gravitate into my business are very feminine.
Really?
So,
okay.
And in my team, like at the height of the beauty studio, before I pivoted into the franchise model, I had like 11 employees, and you heard me say like I was miserable, right? But it was because like every single person in that business had a completely different energy.
Got it.
Throw 11 women into a room, all of their clients were different, you know, so I had to become a man. I always say, like, I got this from one of my managers. She says, there's Robot Brittany, and then like Robot Elon Musk Brittany, and then there's Festival Glitter Brittany. Do not ask Festival Glitter Brittany about business. Like, you probably heard me at the entrepreneur events too. I'm like, I'm not here to talk about business.
I love that.
Or it's vice versa. Like, if I'm in business mode, do not talk to me about festivals and glitter. Like, and I heard her say that once, and I said, God, that is so true.
Yeah.
So that's me. There's a blending that happens in my home, but in my business, I'm a man. And I just am.
So when you are in your masculine energy, and now you're like, you're not dating anyone currently, right?
No.
Okay. So when you do get into the space of like, okay, I'm going to go on a date and stuff, how do you toggle that into your feminine space, or do you channel that at all?
Yeah.
When you're dating.
So prior to coming back to Arizona to work on business stuff this winter, I actually like intentionally did not date. I took a little moment off. I was in a super long relationship, and to be honest, when I joined our entrepreneur group and started becoming best friends with all of our best friends, I kind of had a moment where I thought, wait, like there's so much more out there. There's men out there that are so different than what I'm used to. And so I always had a tendency to either date people that were really powerful and prioritize their career and their friends over a relationship. And I think that's an age thing. But I also noticed it. I thought it was an age thing. That was a story I was telling myself. Well, one day, you know, when he's in his 30s, then I meet all of our friends.
And they're sweet.
I know. And
we
like,
do have a good group of men.
And I think, and I always tell the boys, I'm like, I don't think you understand how much you impacted me, because I was like, wow, men like this exist. And they would all make great husbands and great fathers. And they also are very successful. Yeah. So I didn't grow up like understanding that men could have both. Yeah,
that is so true. I mean, for myself, like my dad has constantly cheated on my mom for many years. And so that's kind of my idea of men. I'm like, I got trust issues. I got daddy issues. Like, surprise. Yeah. Like,
same.
I feel like, honestly, any girl with a sense of humor is like, had some kind of daddy issues or like some kind of men trust thing. Yeah. Because we're in protective mode. And we just found a way to laugh at it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think it's brilliant. Like, I love all of my fucked up past.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You appreciate it.
I love it. Yeah. I love that version. I love that happened. Yeah. And I think that the difference is, and I'm sure we'll cover this, but I think the difference is like, it's just getting to the point of the healing. Like, it's such a tragedy what happens to some of us women, and I don't know about you, but like there's stories that I've yet to share with the world. There's things that I'm like, man, that's heavy, that's intense, and but it was the healing of those things that really helped me become this version of myself. Yeah. To which I outgrew being a man. Like that, you know, that was 2 years ago, and I met all of you guys, and like that's why you came to that party where I said, I'm done. I'm literally done. I'm leaving. I'm the day-to-day. Like, here's the exchange. I'm giving you half of my company. Yeah. I want my phone to be quiet. I want to paint. I want to dance. I want to travel. I want to giggle. I want to cover myself in glitter. Yeah. And for me, what it is, the only thing I needed to change was not having a schedule.
So you could be more in a flow state. Yep. Every day to day.
Right. So I have a lot to do all the time, as we all do. But I can do it whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. See, that's nice. You've grown your business to the point where you can do that and really have the freedom to flow. Yeah. Which is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's really not at all.
And I don't know how really people do it in a relationship. I feel like I had a long distance relationship, my last one, that was years, and he was also an entrepreneur. And he was gone away from me a lot. So I look at women who I, do consulting with and helping them build brands, and their moms, and they have a husband, and I think, man, where?
Yeah, where's the time? Where do you find the time to like cuddle or something?
Yeah, or for your business, it's like something's gonna sacrifice. Yeah. And it's really tough, because that, I feel like, is what our 20s should be for. But instead, a lot of women were using it to get married and have kids. Yeah. And you know, and that was me too. Like I did that path too. Like. But I look now when I sit with people and I think, wow, as much as that relationship was very lonely, I had a boyfriend all the time that was never there for me. Oh, thank God. Like, that's how
I was able to grow.
Right. Yeah. And I wasn't dating because I had him,
Yeah.
So I was like, it really allowed me to become this version.
Yeah.
And build
I
the
think
brands.
that's kind of nice because, you can kind of like plug in when you had time away from your business. But other than that, it wasn't like a super needy relationship whatsoever.
Yeah. But I was needy, but it was silent. Like, do you ever have those things where you think you're in the best situation ever and you look back at it and you go, wow, that was largely toxic?
Yeah, yes. That was
Right?
like 2 years ago. That was me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've watched you grow like such a healthy relationship and I admire that because you and I actually are very similar.
Yeah.
So seeing you have this kind of relationship, I'm like, it's fucking possible. Let's go,
Yeah.
And I think that was... to that point, I think that I never knew how bad it was, but I don't think a lot of us do until you get out. And it doesn't mean bad, like you're being hit, right?
Yeah.
It's just someone strategically manipulating you and you don't realize it.
Until after.
Yeah. And I had said too, I was like, when you grow up with a really terrible example of a father, someone who's toxic feels healthy. And I always
and you gravitate towards it because it's familiar.
Yeah.
We gravitate towards familiar things and experiences, which is sad because unless you can recognize that pattern, like you're going to keep getting stuck in it.
Yeah.
Over and over. Friendships or intimate relationships, really.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible.
Everyone had to go. He had to go. The friends had to go.
Yeah.
The business had to go.
Yeah, you have to like drop all this weight. You're like, okay. What feels good? Let me just clean. It's like when you clean out your hard drive, guys.
Yes.
Your like iPhone storage is full, and you're like, "Fuck it, I just gotta delete everything," and then you can take new pictures and build a whole new life.
Yes, I hate that that's true, but it is.
It's true.
Like you have to, if you're moving, you have to clear out the house and bring everything to the new house. Like, and some of the stuff stays because the couch doesn't fit through the door.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
so true.
I lost everyone, and some of them have come back in. In a new vibe, and some of them like I'll probably never see again.
Yeah,
and I hated it. It was awful.
No, it was bad. It's sad losing friends.
It is.
And relationships that you thought were going to be with you forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of like, the dating industry and like just trying to find a good, healthy man. So for you, what is the ideal like healthy man?
I was thinking about this because I think that it's changed for me over the last year. And it was like, I thought of this sentence and I'm going to try to pull it up. It was like impact and inspiration over income. So for me, like I've never dated anyone who made more money than me. But
do you think that was by choice?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I have I want to build with someone, and I would go on dates with people who were successful, and I didn't like the way they talked to me.
100%.
Right?
It was like I don't know. I went on this date with like somebody who was extremely successful, and it was kind of like I was babied.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm not a child.
Yes.
I get it. You're ahead of me, but like, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, it is. And it makes sense. And I can see both sides of the story. Like if I were a super powerful man, I had a private jet, I had 100 employees and millions of dollars, like I probably would date the girl who's easy and chill to be around and doesn't have multiple companies and her phone's ringing all day. Like I get why I get it. And so, and I read this thing and it was like men who resist that version of you, they probably didn't have powerful moms. So like they're not going to resonate with that version of me. So the men typically the men that do really well with me are men who had women that were like very powerful. Even if that by powerful I don't mean wealthy. I just mean had influence. Yeah. So the sentence I was going to say to you was like I like young, attractive. I usually date younger men because I feel
the 666. What is it? 6-pack, 6-figure, and 6-split.
The 6 foot has to be because I'm so tall, right? I'm like, you girls who are 5'1", you get the 5'10". Yeah. Okay,
I'll
done
settle
with it.
for the 5'10".
I'm freaking done. I know, because if you think about like like if you're 5'1" and you date 6 foot, like if I'm 5'8", 5'9", and I date 6 foot, it's like a couple inches.
Yeah, for me it's like climbing a fucking tree. Which I don't know. It's weird because I actually used to date a guy who was like 6'2", and the amount of hate I got from taller women, they're like, why don't you just stick with the shorter man? I'm like, it's not my fault I bagged this tree. Like
I'll take your tree.
Take the tree. I'm good with my smaller size. Honestly, tall men don't work well for me because we don't cuddle right. Like, you know,
I
like
agree.
spoon.
I agree.
It's like it's just not the same.
No, I totally agree. I do.
When Dylan spoons me, it's like, oh, we fit like a little glove.
I don't even know that I have like tall is not even on my list of requirements, but I think like to answer the question about that, it's I always make the joke that I'm like, my first, you know, when the first business makes $100,000 or when the third one makes 500, it doesn't matter. Like, you kind of make the same amount of money. So any good entrepreneur, like if you're reinvesting, I'm not a person who's growing one brand, right? I'm making money from one brand, putting into another, using money from that. So it's this waterfall. And so for me, like, I don't care if you made 20 grand last year, but if you are hustling and following a dream, like that's what I find sexy. So to me, the money that's coming in and out of their account doesn't matter. They could be a poor author that's writing all day, that's super passionate about it. They could be a drummer. They could paint all day in our backyard. I don't care. Like, as long as it's something for impact, because I'm a business consultant. Like, hang out with me long enough, we're going to be rich.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one of your crazy ideas and like turn it into a whole thing.
Yeah. As long as they have the drive and the passion, then you're attracted to that.
Yeah, I think that's what I find sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about the income that they bring in, but that's also because you yourself are self-sufficient. You're killing it, honestly. So that part doesn't matter to you. But how do you think, like, as far as men go in that, like, if they are the ones making less than you, have you ever been with someone, have they expressed that to you? Was that like a demasculating thing?
Yes.
It was.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I struggle with that a lot. I think that like a lot of the people in my circle now, like they're inspired by me. And I think that like the whole friend zone thing, like a lot of the people that I probably would date or find attractive, right? They're all in like our inner circle. So there's like that natural, I'd rather have community than a husband, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, we talked about that at
Dylan at
Thanksgiving.
first. Yeah, I was like, fuck no. You're not ruining my friendships, okay?
It's so true. I asked her, I was like, you know, sometimes I think about it, like, if I'm drawn to someone in the group, like, what do I do about that? Because I'm like, I don't want to ruin all my, like, I don't want to not be at Thanksgiving next year, you know?
Yeah, you would be. I think our friend group is good enough to the point where it's like, if something weird were to happen, like, we'd all still hang out regardless. It might be awkward the first couple times, but
yeah.
I mean,
I also think like the right person for you is the person that comes to get you. And so that's what I've been saying. I'm like, I think, and you can say it's like being on a spiritual journey. When I was going all through, my ex and I had the same birthday, right? So that was the kind of shit I used to buy into.
I love that.
I was like, it's my soulmate. We met on this specific day and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Now what I believe in is like, now I'm 35 years old. I've studied psychology for 15 years plus. I'm like, I can have an amazing twin flame like relationship with pretty much anyone who's healthy and working on themselves.
True.
Like, if you're following a dream and you're focused on personal growth and you're at least 1 inch taller than me, we've got this. And you don't have a wife. Like, those are the requirements.
Please don't have a wife.
Please don't have a wife. And just like feed into me and I'll feed into you. And so I think that it's not romantic, but now I'm like, you know what my type is? My type is somebody who opens her eyes in the morning and they're like, where's Brittany? I want to hang out with her. I miss her face.
Who thinks about you without any prompt or action? It's like literally they're just sitting there and they're like, oh,
yeah,
how's she doing?
To be fair too, and anybody listen to this who's met me, like, I really don't allow people to see who I am either. So I think that it's a combination of, I know that if I had had a husband up until this point, I would have been really distracted. Now I can. Now I'm ready, you know? Now I have a lot of time to give someone. But I needed to focus. And so I always thought that was why. Like, it was because no one wanted me. And I'm like, you are so silly. Like, you subconsciously have been, like, blocking, you know, like, the fact that no one knew I could sing or no one knew I was a spiritual healer. Like, I was only showing them the side of me that would repel them. Which
just
is
a different
hard.
version of you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I'm in this drop-down space. I'm, like, come in, like, I'm more vulnerable.
You're more open.
Yeah.
And, okay, do you feel like now that you've entered this space of like being more open and like receiving in the dating world, has that like changed your dating life right now? Or
I made the joke to my therapist. I said, I've been testing out some of these new things on like in just my friends, and I'm like, I'm seeing such a positive reaction from the same people because I'm no longer criticizing. Like, it's not my point to tell people what they're doing wrong. I think that's a big one when you're a coach. It's
guilty.
coaching.
I'm not even a coach, but I just
you
like,
are.
I
You are.
think
like,
internally, yeah, I don't know, self-proclaimed, but
you teach people all the time. I hear it like you are. You know, not that you like exchange $1 for $1, but like I think you are.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, like as far as kind of like unsolicited advice. It's like just don't
God,
do
I
it.
love unsolicited advice.
I fucking do it too often.
I do too. We think we're helping, and that was the biggest thing that I learned. And someone very kindly brought to my attention. He said, I feel like if there's 30 days in a month, 15 of them I'm going to bed feeling like something is wrong with me. And that was like during our breakup, and that was years ago. And I was like, that moment for me changed the whole trajectory of my life. I started seeing it. And then I thought, what if there's very few things you actually need to comment on in the moment.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right?
The power of silence is a beauty if you can master it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And sometimes they didn't even do anything wrong. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I've gotten a really like weird text message that I have to deal with, and your partner is the brunt of that, right?
Yeah. I know. Our partners really do get the best and the worst of it. And sometimes I think like the way I talk to Dylan, sometimes I'm like, I would never talk like that to a stranger.
Yeah.
And yet I don't give my own love of my life the same courtesy. What am I doing?
Yeah. They do say that, right? Like you treat your partner worse than that. But I think for me, the line is, I get asked out all the time. I get asked on dates all the time. I meet men every time I exit the house, you know? But I think for me, I am so okay with holding space for that person. Because I don't want to meet the one when I'm with who I thought was the one. And like, you know, like I don't want to be...
and be tangled in some...
I don't want to be in a relationship that I said yes to. And then the right person comes along because of this totally aligned thing later on, and then I'm torn. Because, you know, I mean... So I think for me, it's when someone comes into my life and they aren't like... Like grammar for me is big. I read a lot. I'm a huge nerd, right?
Yeah.
They can't spell. There's just these little things where like if they're not funny, like I'll drop a joke and see how they respond.
Oh yeah. That's
funny
big for me. If you can't
big.
laugh at my jokes and I don't feel like you're genuinely like your belly fucking hurts from laughing, then I don't want to be.
Yes.
I'm bored.
If we don't cry laughing in our first month of having sex,
yeah.
we're not meant for each other. Like,
yeah,
because you need, and then there's the opposite. Like I just recently connected with somebody who's a straight comedian, one of the funniest people, but he doesn't know how to drop down. He only knows comedy.
Down?
Like, he only knows comedy.
He doesn't talk any serious.
Right.
Like, okay.
Right. Which, like, was so enticing to me when I was young.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, if I'm coming to you with something and you turn into a joke every time, I was like, wow, this is really irritating. So instead of progressing the relationship, which I could have, I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't say the words no, thank you. But I was like, him, but, like, able to be spiritual.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have hard days and, like, you want the comedian. Mm-hmm. Please make me laugh on my bad day.
Yes.
But also, like, when I'm crying, don't make me laugh. Yeah. Like, just listen.
Yeah, just listen. Don't talk. Don't give me suggestions. Just hold space. Yeah. I'm still learning how to do that. Holding space is really hard.
Same.
And apparently, and I just learned this, that the suggesting and, like unsolicited advice is a very masculine trait.
It is.
And, again... I mean, serves in business, but maybe not so much in different areas in relationships. Like, holding space is definitely important, too.
I would like someone to tell me what to do, honestly.
Yeah, I enjoy
really
it.
Do.
Yeah.
I think men misunderstand. Let's explain what that means.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Right? So, like, I had one of our friends do it for me. I was explaining a pain point, and he goes, post the video. Do it. Your boyfriend did it the other day. He goes, Brittany, start a new page. Bring your full self there. Like, all of it. Every corner. The spiritual, the funny.
You guys are talking about Thanksgiving. I love that.
At Thanksgiving, he goes, fully fucking send it to a new page. And I did. I just started a new Instagram. And I said, everybody here wants the beauty side of me. Yeah. They want the girl who built multiple 6-figure beauty brands. I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to do, you know, like, I'm good at that, but I want to do this. And he, like, that's what I mean by giving advice. It's like, he looked at me, he goes, make a new page. Do this, fully send it, and then everyone will recognize you and they'll come there.
Yes.
You know? And so, or it's like...
It's the encouraging support that you're looking for. It's not like, tell me what to do, but it's like, guide me.
It's not like, I don't like your shirt.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, baby, I think you look better in the other shirt. It's not clothing, it's not physical, it's like, we need a father figure. In that moment, I'm expressing, I feel like none of my followers want to listen to my spiritual business and entrepreneur stuff. And he goes... fully send it to a new page. Yeah. Leave all those people and go, you know.
Yeah, I think we had a conversation about you starting another page like a while ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah. I'm glad
now 10,000 followers later, I still didn't do it.
Today's the day.
Today was the day.
Announced your own personal page.
Today was the day.
Cool. I followed it immediately.
Thank you. I know I was making the joke to one of our friends. I go, well, at least there will be 80 people here that want to hear what I was saying. I will get 80. I'll get 100% view count on the new page because it'll be all of the people that voluntarily came. But I think like I have to admit that probably until the like last 5 months and my second year of therapy, now I'm completely dateable, right? Now I'm going to make an amazing wife, an amazing partner, and I know the skill set. I can't say that I did a year ago, you know? And I think that that's hard for a lot of people in their 20s navigating into your 30s. Like, you just get to this point where I don't really care if I'm right or wrong. I just want to be loved.
Yeah. Yep. I know that feeling far too well.
and that's when men date. I want to date a girl. They asked a bunch of men, like, what do you want? What do you look for? Like, who do you marry? And the answers were hilarious, you guys.
I want to watch that.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta put a TV here so we can watch videos.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Yeah, well, the commentary. Yeah, I love that. They were like, the average was, she really likes me. So I'll explain what that means. She really likes me, right? Like, they like those type of women because, like, I love your shirt, baby. Or, like, oh, your hair looks so good today. Or, like,
men love being complimented and adored. Yeah.
They just want to be liked. They don't want to be told about the trash. They don't want to be told, you know, it's like, she just likes me. And if you think about how simple it is, and then the other one was, like, she brings out the best version of me. Yeah. Like, she makes me feel like a better man. Yeah. And then I'm trying to figure, she's chill. She's chill. She's easy to be around.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, so I did not a lot, but like enough of research about this. It was like 20 minutes.
She's written a book.
It's actually coming out in January. I'm kidding. But so I looked that up, and it was like the top things about what men love in women is chill is like one of the very top ones, like easy to deal with, which I totally get because we like as women we live in our heads. Yep. Our processed thoughts are like fucking million miles per hour. Like, it's crazy. And then men, they compartmentalize and they're able to like think of one thing and then figure that out and then think of another thing and figure that out. Like, our brains go a little crazy. So it's fair to understand that there are some women who could be more difficult to deal with than others. But then that goes back into the space of like, do you think that we need to do more work before we even start getting out into the dating world? Right? Yeah.
So like this is one of the things that has come to surface. I actually was intentionally not dating because I was traveling for a while. So it was like, and now I'm looking for stability. Now I can date, right? Yeah. I didn't. Either somebody would have to come with me, which is a lot, to be on a trip 7 days a week, all day long with one person. Yeah. So I just took, the last year to just reset. And now that I'm grounded, it's like one of the reasons why in my last relationship I was not chill is because of specific things that were going on. So now, like, I'll give you a perfect example. We were out this weekend. People listening to this were with me, so they were there. I saw this man across the bar. I was like, that is one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen, right? He was so beautiful. I was so called into his energy. He ended up being like so nice. He didn't live here. So I was like, cool, my point of attraction energetically saw him across the room. Yeah. But there was specific things that I witnessed at the very beginning. And I thought, those are the same things my ex complained about. Those are the same behaviors I got trapped in last time. And even though he was such a lovely human being, I was like, I'm gonna go home alone. I'm gonna pass. Like, I don't typically go home with strangers anyways, but I was like an easy no. And I walked away and I was like, I'm so proud of the fact that there wasn't a red flag. He was lovely, but it was like I was starved in my last relationship in specific ways that made me not chill. So someone who doesn't have the love language, like quality time. If it's not a part of your day every day to spend at least 1 hour with me, we don't want to spend the whole day together. We don't even need to talk the whole day. You be downstairs, I'll be upstairs. If it's like 1 hour, whether that's a FaceTime, whether that's a dinner, whether that's laying in bed, like with my ex, I would always be like, just 10 minutes in the morning, that's all I need. Because he was such a busy entrepreneur and so was I. 10 minutes. And once I got that, I was like, okay, cool, I'm chill. I'm chill.
Really? I'm still not like that. Like
well, that's probably not yours. You probably have one that you need.
Yeah. I need cuddles before bed. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's funny because I never used to be such a like, I love kind of thing. I used to just be very like, I can just do it all myself. I have a body pillow. I'm fine. I was like, I can cut the shit out of this.
That's poor body pillow.
Yeah. I was like, it doesn't generate heat, not like men.
All of our childhood issues are trapped inside of this body pillow. Okay, it needs to be burned. We're gonna sacrifice.
The other day, I tried to pull my body pillow back into bed, and Dylan was not having it. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's like a vibrator to them.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, you know, I still keep it. It's mine. But
I love that. I think you just, if your needs are met though, you're more like, okay, so when I start to get irritable, now I can tell my partner, and I have dated people briefly here and there, and I've used these skills and it really works. I'm like, hey, if I seem crabby right now, it's not your fault. I'm just feeling like a little unloved. Or my mom just sent me a really rude message or whatever. And they're like, I'm sorry, baby. Come put your head on my lap. I'm busy. I'm playing a video game. I'm reading and whatever. I'm like, can I just put my head on your lap? You know, I'm like, I've learned to ask.
Yes.
What did I say? One of my best friends is 10 years younger. And I go, when you get annoyed, before being annoying, think, what can I ask right now to have that need met?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Powerful.
Ask for it. Mm-hmm. And if he's like, no, then be annoying. You know what I mean? Like, but I was like, give your man a chance to be a knight and a king.
Yes.
And that's why I think now when I date, and now I have a lot more like positive male attention, is because when I'm bothered, I'm expressing, hey, I feel this because of this. And I'm giving them an opportunity to remove it. And then, yeah, if they want to continue to be whatever, then I'll be like, bye. And then I remove myself. So I used to stand there, throw fits, and when I learned about boundaries, it was like, it's actually boundaries, not making it about them. It's, I'm sorry, I just really can't date anyone. It's not healthy for me to date someone that responds to things like that. Instead of saying, you need to text me, good morning, princess, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and da-da-da-da. It's like, I really value good morning text, please meet that need. If the need's not met, I say, I really love you and I think we could go somewhere, but like, I just can't. Like, I genuinely need this. Yeah. And it's okay if you can't give it to me. I'm not upset about it. Like, I see that it's not your strength. That's cool. Like, I have to go my own way. That's power.
High intention, low attachment.
Ooh, I'm still working on the attachment.
I love that, but yeah.
High intention, low attachment.
Yeah. It's hard to stay unattached, but unattached the outcome is what we're talking about. Because sometimes you could have high intention and then still fucking lose.
Seriously.
Yeah, I've definitely lost a lot of people, even though my intentions were like 100% pure. I'm like,
maybe God didn't want them to be with you.
No,
like the universe is like, they need to go.
Yeah, I believe it 100%.
When you're like grabbing things and the universe is like, no.
They're like, I literally feel a force. It's like, fuck off, Donna. Like, just let it go. Like, no,
just let it go.
Yeah, please. I'm not done with it. Like, I don't think I'm gonna survive. They're like, shut up.
I know. It's the trust. The trust is so hard.
Yeah.
The trust. And I also think that one of my biggest things is like, you're so scared of being like a pick-me girl.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You're so scared.
That fucking name, man. There's so many labels out there.
You're and I'm like, that was my thing, is I was like, I will not be the girl that begs for his attention. Because, right, I date very attractive, smart, intelligent, beautiful, like, kind men.
Yeah.
And I, like, you kind of get tripped up in that. And so I'm like, every girl usually wants them. And so I'll be like, I'm not going to play the game. But it actually builds a wall around you. It builds a brick wall, because then instead of being the pick-me girl, you seem completely unavailable.
Oh, I know. The balance is very difficult, because I definitely erred on the side of like, okay, I definitely don't want to be desperate. But then literally I end up not talking to anybody. So there's like, how is this going to work out in my favor? I'm not entirely sure.
Just like, I won't text you 72 hours. Let's see. Like, let's see. And I never knew that was a problem. I thought I was just being chill. But that's not what chill means. Chill means is like, hey, I have to take a last minute trip. You're like, cool, babe. Hope you have a good time. That's chill. Yeah. Chill is not detached to the point of like, I could take you or leave you. And I think like watching my boyfriends who they dated right after me every single time, or who the man I like chooses, right? That happens to me a lot. Like, I'll be interested in someone and I see the type of women they bring out. And then I go, damn it. Like,
wait, do you think it's like the same type of women that they end up with after?
Well, they just want nurturing and warmth. Oh. So they want, you want to, like, a man would love to be with a woman who walks into the room and everybody's like, damn, dude, that's your girlfriend, that's your wife, like, she loves you, like, that's she even likes you a little bit, like, that's yours. But then it has to be paired with, I pick you, I choose you. Yes. I love you, I value you. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise they're like, I'll just go date the pretty girl who's going to sit there quietly. Yeah. Like, I would rather have Brit, but if she's going to be a pain in my ass, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go sit with this one who's going to not be a pain in my ass. Yeah. Like, who's just going to be simple and loves me for me.
Yeah. And when you learn that, you're like, okay, how do I be both?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a lot of the things that you were saying you were going to talk about, is like how to be both. How to...
Yeah. The channeling both masculine and feminine energy, like that balance. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
For somebody who is trying to find a woman of your caliber, where does a man even start with that? Where do they find you? Where do they find Instagram?
I'm single. That's a hard question because it would be very hard. It would be very, very hard to get on my calendar. It'd be very hard to get on the phone with me. You're going to call me and text me a lot, and you're probably not going to get very far. So I would say, like, it's the same as us, right? Like, even if you want to date the powerful man, you have to date the powerful man that wants you back. And so I think step one is, like, if you're sitting with someone who's like you, like me or you, do we like you? Like, you will know if I like you, right? I'll be giggling, I'll be nice, I'll be warm.
Yeah.
If you're bringing out this version of me, then you're safe, you're good, right? Like, so I don't know. I honestly think that online dating is a good option.
Okay.
But it's uncomfortable because if I come off immediately who I am, I always say, like, my success builds a castle around me. So when I meet men, I'm actually like, oh, I'm in the beauty industry, or oh, I'm an esthetician, or oh, I'm a business consultant. I don't tell them the extent of it. So it's this moment where it's probably like if you have a kid or something, right? Or
that's true.
Or you're like, oh, I have a kid. Ooh. Yeah. Or like, oh, I don't live here. Or it's the same for me. It's just the conversation is I have a portfolio of a bunch of companies. Like,
you know,
this is my baby.
Yeah. My babies.
Yeah. And my ex gave me advice. I go, okay, well, how do I not strike out next time? Like, and he gave me the best fucking sentence like a year ago. He goes, all right, here's what it is. You're on date 1. You don't say, hi, I'm Brit Shane and I own 6 companies. You say, hi, I'm Brit Shane, I'm a serial entrepreneur and I'm fucking lonely. Like, God, I need a friend. Like, I want someone to join.
That was the advice.
Not like say the words lonely, but like, he's like, don't lead with your resume, lead with your pain point. Like, be vulnerable. Show me that there's space for me to be your king. Like, he's like, because our first thought is going to be, can I even hang here? Yeah. But you saying, I want to climb in bed at night with someone. I want to go to Cabo at last minute. Like, that's what I want. Next Friday, I want to book a random flight to Cabo, turn our phones off, and have sex for 3 days. Like, he's like, lead with that. You know? And he's like, and then the
maybe don't tell me you want to have sex for 3 days because I feel like they're just going to be like, oh, well, I have one goal here.
That's true. I kind of only have sex with my boyfriends, so they have to like commit to me first.
That's true.
And if you're going to Cabo with me, you're probably my boyfriend, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's and it is. I had a man once tell me, he's like, you're never going to find anyone. And he's like, you're literally never, it was like, it was this moment. And that was how the conversation came up, because my ex and I at the time, we were in communication, and I was like, dude, this guy said this to me, like, what? And he said, well, if you lead with your resume, people don't know what to say. Like, you're immediately triggering, you know? And so, I don't know. I guess it's to be proven. I haven't met my husband, so maybe my husband will love it.
Yeah, I think he will. I feel like there is a different level of man that can earn you, and some men just really can't step up to the plate, and that's fine, and those are definitely not the men that you could be with, because they're not on the same like playing field as you at all. They probably can't even understand how to have a conversation with you, which is interesting that there's that much of a difference, but it really is. Like, you're a person who works on growing yourself all the time. You're constantly, doing something with your business. You're constantly trying to get better at everything. Like, you need somebody who matches that energy. Yeah. Because I thought with my ex, I used to be married. Did I tell you that? Yeah. With my ex-husband, like, he was not like in the growth mindset. Like, he did stuff, but it wasn't like he wanted a bigger life. I wanted a bigger life, but so it was just incongruent. Like, he wanted a more simple life, like military wife. I was not that girl. Yeah.
That's you get rejected for that enough, it really fucks you up.
Yeah, you start to think that it's you. Yeah. And it's like, it's not. It's not matched.
And I don't value, like, I really don't I love being an entrepreneur. It is who I am. But the reason I love being an entrepreneur is because in 10 days with me, I can build a 7-figure brand with someone. I can give them what they need to leave my life, never speak again, and they can go off into the world. And I work with only purpose-driven companies, right? I'm not working with Red Bull. I'm working with someone who's like, I want to make the first energy drink that's like healthy and clean and has a spiritual mission. Like, so I put my manpower behind spiritual or purpose-driven or healers, right? A lot of times healers, you stay in the healing zone, I'll help you build a 7-figure healing business, right?
Yeah.
So meditation, healers, all that stuff, they don't know what to do in business. It goes against their healing capabilities. Yeah. It's logic, it's left brain. So I'm an entrepreneur for that reason. So you could take all my businesses. I could very easily go the rest of time, make $100,000 a year and be thriving, like thriving. I don't need more than $10,000 a month to like live like a queen. So I think that that's the energy that men need. Yeah. I think that answers the whole question. It's like, I could make $100 million a year, but as long as I'm okay with making 30, then I think that's the balance we're looking for. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I think it's what women do wrong, and this is just my opinion. And I see it a lot with like I have thousands of female clients, doctors and lawyers, right? That very left brain masculine. They don't also have the feminine. It's something you have to actually like even pick up a book and learn. Yep. Because I honestly thought I was this like strong feminine power. I'm like femme fatale kind of darker energy. Yeah. But it wasn't feminine. Like I tricked myself into thinking that was feminine, but it only took me until I recently read a book. I think it's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Fucking good book. And it really helped me figure out like, holy shit, I'm gonna say 90% of what I've been doing is masculine. Same. Like what? Maybe even more. Yeah, probably. Maybe I think it definitely 100% of it was at one point. Right. And it wasn't until Dylan that I started understanding more of the feminine side. So this is another thing I want to talk about. Like, I feel like a lot of people say that they will become this feminine energy, blah, 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 when they find their man. But I don't think that's true. I think you have to achieve that before, and then you can attract that specific man. Yeah. I also think the trajectory of energy, right? Polarity. So for anybody listening who doesn't understand, like, the seeking force of masculine desires the receptive force of feminine. Now, I've dated men that are more in their feminine at the time, and it did work, right? Because the safety allowed my feminine to come out. You can switch too. So like if we call them beta, right? And I hate that term because there are women, lots of high-powered women, then they are comfortable in that space. Like, I'm not going to name names, but like we know people that are that way, right? And it works because the energy's flipped. You're saying like women, like a submissive male. Oh, got it. Right, like a super power. You see a lot of super powerful high women. They don't date also super powerful men. They usually their husbands might be rich. Yeah, they might be like some version of rich, software engineer. You know, but they play the supportive. They're the supportive. Yeah. So you were saying like become it. I'm not personally attracted to people that aren't alpha. But I mean alpha, divine masculine. You can cry with me, you can laugh with me. If my car is on fire in Tucson, like you can solve the problem. Like that's what I mean by alpha. I don't mean like, you know, you're 6 feet tall and a multimillionaire and have a jet and like a sleep but they tattoo. Can handle their shit. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's what you need. They can solve a problem that I have. To me, that's alpha. Here's where we're going. Here's what time dinner is. Here's how you solve that problem. That's alpha. Beta men or more submissive men, they just let me run the show, which I just tire of. It doesn't end up working out. Yeah. So it is delicate. And if I want to date, I need to become more submissive, which is what I've worked on. And now I love the act of like dating and meeting men. Yeah. But it was ugly. Like when I tried to start dating after my relationship, I was like, what? Like, I don't even know what to do with my arms. Like, I was like, do I text? Do I not text? When do I fuck you? Do I fuck you? Like, I don't know. Loud. Okay? Do I say I want you to be my boyfriend before I get naked, or do I have to have sex with you right now? Like, it was so confusing. So. Oh my gosh. I don't think anybody ever has a perfect recipe for it either. Yeah. Like, how do you approach a high value woman? I don't know. So, Matthew Hussey talks about this. He says women actually pick the man, right? Yes. But if you were a really high-powered, hot, like sexy men, give a man a chase. Like the best gift that you can give a man is a chase.
They love that.
They want a chase. Like give your king a task. Let him create scenarios where he can chase you. Uh-oh. Is it beeping?
It's fine. That's like my Casio watch.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the camera. It was like, wait, so it's beeping. The universe says, yes, that's accurate. Give a man a chase, but it was like, we still pick the man. So that's in the olden days, women would drop their handkerchief and walk past.
Oh my gosh.
And the man would pick it up and bring it, and she'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
We still picked him.
Yeah.
So, like, here's one of mine, like, I did it the other night. I walked with this man, and I go, I'm here because my friends dragged me here, but you are way too beautiful to be in this bar. What are you doing here? And I said it with, like, as calm and soft and not, like, aggressive, right?
Yeah.
I was just, like, sweet and warm.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no pressure if you have a girlfriend or whatever, like, I just think you're beautiful and I want to say hi. And you kind of look like you're not from here. And he wasn't, right? So he ended up coming over.
Wait, was this like a couple nights ago?
This was when I was saying that I saw, he was lovely, but I saw a few things like that were similar. But I think I have to be honest with you guys, like, a high value woman's probably going to pick you in some way. Because like I said,
so they can't really pick the girl. Because
like,
they have the women decide.
Yeah, with your boyfriend, you drop down, opened up your armor, and you go, this is the juicy goodness of who Donna is. And he fell in love with her. Yeah. Had you been closed off because you didn't think he was your king, he wouldn't have. And so it's like, it really is our decision to open up to them and then, let them come in. So unfortunately, like, if a man wants to date someone powerful, like, why do you want to date someone powerful? If someone wants to date me, I want it to be because they're like, let's build a fucking legacy. Give away half our money and like save the world and like make all of our friends multimillionaires and just like, let's laugh all day, let's have sex every day, like, let's make it juicy. If that's the reason, yes. But if it's because you were the weird, because I was dating nerds, it was because you're the weird nerd who got hot.
Nerds,
I love nerds. I still think they're adorable.
I still love like the people who watch anime and like they spend days playing video games. I'm like, I'm still down for that. I wish Dylan would play a little more video games. But
I've seen him play video games every time.
He does because I force him.
Oh, okay, that's your thing. I love that.
That's my thing.
I'm really thinking, I'm like, I wonder if Donna likes playing this much video games. I would be really unhappy. That's so funny.
Me.
See, that's a perfect example. Like, that's you. Like, that's your need. I think that's funny,
but see, I like video games that are puzzles. Because I like feeling smart. That's an ego thing, probably. I do have to say, I did enjoy watch you play video games the other day. See, it's fun to watch, too.
No, not usually. With boys, I don't enjoy it. It's like golf. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, let's either be drinking and playing or, like, turn off the TV, please. Like, what are we doing? But I think that is how you get a high-value woman. It's like, why? Oh, I was going to say, it's usually they are coming for the wrong reason. And because I date very high, like, I'm so much more attracted to someone's mind than their face. Yeah. Obviously, I would also like to date someone I'm attracted to, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a model.
Yeah, they don't have to be like 10 out of 10.
Right, and some of the people I'm like the most sexually attracted to, they're not a perfect 10.
Oh, gosh.
Right? Yeah. They're just fucking sexy. Like, the way they touch me, the way they breathe, the way they smell. I'm like, but I date smart men, and smart men were really weird until college. They did not learn what to do with their hair, and they're just brilliant. Like, they're geniuses. They're geniuses in middle school. They're geniuses at 30. So it's a pain point. They always date me because they're like, look who I got. Look at that. And then they get insecure. Yeah. It flips. It's like 6 months in, they're like, I'm very threatened by my wife now, or my girlfriend, or my roommate. And it's like, damn, dude, like,
you're like, come on.
I did change.
I cannot be so awesome. Like,
they want the girl on their arm that has
the arm
power.
Yeah.
So I usually like to pick the man, because if I decide someone's a good fit for me and they give me enough time to hang out with them 10, 15, 20 times, I'm like, yep, I could build a life with you. And then I open up, and then I'm like, do you like me back? And then I don't take it further than there. I show a moderate level of interest, and then I let them step in.
Oh, it's like an introduction.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Which is actually smart, because I feel like, do you have sex within the first? So that's why I find it's like difficult, because Dylan and I actually had sex the first night that we hung out for hours, and I was like, is this the right move? Yeah. But it ended up working out.
I think it kind of depends. Like, the last two people that I had sex with on the first date. However, in the last year, that was only 2 people. And both of them, I entertained the idea of dating them. So I think the better thing for me to answer the question is I only have sex with high value people. Like if I'm naked with you, you're a fucking incredible human being.
Yeah.
Because I don't need my sexual encounters. It's because I'm in pleasure, right? Femininity, like I want to be in pleasure too. I don't want to have a boyfriend in order to have sex. So for me, it's like, but in order for me to like you enough to take my pants off, they're probably an incredible human.
Yeah, they gotta be. Like, they have to feel energetically right on some level. Because you are exchanging your life force.
Yeah.
Like, that's... I don't care what anybody says. Like, when you have sex with somebody, you are spiritually connected with them. On some degree.
Yeah.
So... But the act itself, like, having sex with somebody creates a fucking baby.
It is. It's the closest you can get to God.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's attachment. So I feel like for me, like I have to know they're a decent human being. And I said this, what did I say this yesterday? I was like, there was this person that I probably could have dated that would have gone really well with. And I was like, but I'm not interested in the amount of women that he entertains. Because like with my ex, we had our problems. But the one thing I loved about him was like when he met me, he was like, damn, like... I haven't met anyone like you in so long. And he would, even when we break up, it'd be months and he would not go date.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like he had such, he's like, for me to be naked with someone that's so sacred, he really valued sex. And we had amazing sex because of that. Because I was like, yes, like it really pulled this energy. Like he really valued now, you know, if you're just having sex here and there and enjoying, that's not what I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? It's the men that have 3 different dates a week. Yeah. And they're naked with all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think that's a phase. I had it. I don't know if you had it after your divorce, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm like, let me go play.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been married for X amount of time, and I'm like, I don't want to have any committed relationships. So timing really is everything too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to find men who value sex in the way that women do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we just perceive things differently. Like women want a more intimate relationship, and intimacy does not necessarily mean sex. We like things that you do, like cuddling or like hugging us from behind, or like that's intimate, you know, or giving me a massage and not having sex with me. Like, I just want to have a massage and fall asleep. Yes. That's what I want to do. Like touch my body, maybe touch down there a little bit. That's fine. But like the energy, I just want to sleep. Like that's intimate to me.
And those are the moments that build the long-term sexual chemistry.
Yes.
So I think if I first met someone, I might have sex with them quickly, but I wouldn't have sex with them often. And if there was not alcohol involved, like one of the things that I do is like, you can tell if you're going to have good sexual chemistry leading up to the moment of actually having sex. There's been so many men that I've gone on a first date with and gotten like, I've kissed them, I've touched them, I've gotten close to there, right? Maybe some of my clothes are off, and then did not sleep with them, and that was a good thing because I was able to stay detached enough to see the red flags. Yeah. So to answer your question, if I know the person's amazing, I will sleep with them, because even if I get attached, I know they'll set me down gently and I'll set them down gently. But when you just go to a bar and it's a stranger, you have no idea, like, if you're going to be an open-hearted, heart-centered female, you're going to get hurt. Like, you just are, because we're just not naturally built for that level of detachment.
We're really not.
I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
We're just not.
Yeah. Like, you can say, you're like, I'm good, I don't get hurt, but we do. Yeah. Even as masculine as that's a masculine trait. Yeah. Saying things like that. Like, oh, I'm good. Like, I don't get hurt by having sex with multiple men. I don't care if he treats me like that. He's like, whatever, I just fuck him and leave. That's not something that we do that doesn't hurt us.
It's so bad.
Yeah, because I definitely had that energy before. Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, I'll just, like, have sex and I don't care. But literally my first one-night stand, I've only had one one-night stand. Never mind. Yeah, and I did not like it at all. I did not feel loved, appreciated, respected at all.
This is an aggressive sentence, but it's a weird feeling when you, like, feel like you're being taken advantage of, and I don't want to use the R word, but, like, there is a level of, like, they're taking over you against your will, because when you're not caring for a woman, and I always say to him, like, I will have sex with you, but you, on day one, like, I want you to have sex with me like you love me. Whether you do, whether you don't, whether we never date, whether I never see you again, every time I have sex, it's as if it's with someone I've been with for a year. Oh, wow. Right? And I'm like, if they can't bring that energy out in me, I'm not going to enjoy it anyways. And so that's kind of my role, right? And so it would drive my ex crazy, because we broke up and I, like, met somebody immediately. And I go, well, yeah, because I have sex with people in a way they don't get sex, right? Men get women that put it wherever you want, I'm like, I'm going to breathe with you. I'm going to run my fingers through your hair. It's going to be like a siren experience that you can't stop thinking about. And then I'm also not going to call you. So call me back, you know? Like, So
because they got to chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and it took me, I mean, I'm 35 years old. I did not know this in my 20s. It was a disaster. So if you're listening, like, I had to learn all this the hard way, but. Yeah.
So what is there like, obviously energy needs to be matched, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we're overall saying is like, find the right person for you, because every person's going to be different. That makes dating very difficult because there's so many people in the world with so many walks of life. But is at least for you, is there like a surefire energy or like character traits or whatever that can attract you specifically? Like, is there something you look for?
Yeah. I think I would do really, really well with anyone who's in like a creative or like anyone, things like this podcast that makes videos that's entertaining, someone who is like deep. But for me, I will be proud of the man that I marry. Like it's whatever he's doing on this planet. I don't really care what it is, but when he enters a room, people really admire him. And like in private, he acts like a king, I always say like one of the reasons I never have had kids is because it's not that I couldn't have, and I was engaged before, and I've like had a lot of really long relationships, and I've been proposed to a few times, like, but I was like, one of the reasons I subconsciously destroyed those relationships is because I didn't want to see two of that man. The world didn't need two of him, and so I always say that I'm like, marry the man that you want to see like 5 of. Like, I want to duplicate him because I want everyone to be. And that's like in our friendship or like people that we meet as females, that's what it is. It's like, damn, I love her. She's so cool. Like, so for me, I try not to put stipulations on it because I don't know what like God and the universe thinks is best for me. Yeah. I just know that I'm here to be a healer and impact millions. And so if that's with a dentist, that's with a dentist. And if it's with someone who has a podcast with 1 million subs, like that's who it is. But I know that the universe needs to light a bulb in his head that he looks at me and he goes, that's the woman I can change the world with. So for me, it's like, I will only marry someone that I change the world with, whatever that is. Yeah. So, and they probably have to be funny.
Yeah, funny's got it. Funny's huge.
Funny's
do you think
huge.
that's like every woman though?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think most women are funny. Sorry. Is that
Well, okay, they don't have to be funny, but do you think that they need somebody who is? I don't know, actually, because I've seen couples who are absolutely boring as shit. I'm like, what do you guys do in your free time?
That's their level.
That's comfort.
And to be honest, like, who I want to be boring? Like, the person who runs my accounting. I want her to be a boring, normal.
Yeah, don't get crazy.
Yeah, don't get crazy. The guy who fixes my car, the guy who engineered my car from the ground up, like, can you just focus? Okay? Yeah. Like, I need to, be... So, it's not, like, you and I, like, I grew up an actress, like, we're very theatrical. Yeah. So, when someone is that way, the version of me that comes forward, I love her. But she only comes out when someone else is that way.
Yeah, that's so true.
Just laugh at your own jokes in your house.
Yes. Oh my god, it's weird, like, being with somebody who does not have the same humor as you.
Agree.
Like, definitely ex-husband, we did laugh a lot, but it was like dark humor. Yeah. It was different. And then...
It is different.
Yeah. Now Dylan and I we're goofballs, and it works really well.
And you can attest to this too, like, some of the funniest people... We also have had some of the worst bouts with depression and suicidal thoughts and
absolutely
like severe mental illness, because when your mind works like that, like you're able to experience, like we both can experience these insane levels of joy, almost like mania, right? Yeah. To be theatrical is almost like a manic episode.
It is, yeah.
It is.
What is it, manic pixie energy or some shit like that? I don't know.
I like that, manic pixie. That's cute.
Manic pixie energy. It's like chaotic, but like still graceful, I think.
Yeah.
I gotta look more into that, but
but like when your man is coming to you and he needs to take off his armor and drop in, it's like, knock it off.
Yeah.
Be his mom. And I always have said this, I'm like, speak to one of my best friends, she gets so mad, she's like, how do these men always like you? Like, what is it that you're doing? I need a secret. And she's like, is it sex? Like, what is it? I was like, no, it's not sex. I speak to them in 2 different ways. Either like they're my child, and I don't mean that like down. I mean like, your son falls and hurts himself, you're like, baby, are you okay?
Yeah.
Come here.
That's like nurturing.
Nurturing.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I very specifically do not mean like he's your like possession. Yeah. I just mean you would never scream F you at your son. Yeah. You wouldn't. You would be like, I am very disappointed in how you acted today. I'm going to take a minute so that I can come back and talk to you, but like, we don't act like that. And you know, that's like how you talk, or like you're king, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 modes of communication. And it took me a long time because unsolicited fucking coaching is not either of those.
That's definitely a popular topic today. Unsolicited advice. Don't do it, guys. It's not necessary. Wait till they actually ask you.
That's a whole thing. Yeah, wait till they actually like, can I ask your opinion? So then you just wait for that moment. When I learned that, I was like, they actually very rarely do that.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to how often your boyfriend goes, hey babe, can I get your opinion on something? It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yes. Okay. I have this entire PDF. Just scroll through this.
Save your 42 bullet points. You're like, while we're on this topic, let's talk about your hair.
I just thought about this, but it's like already we have an entire business plan of how you're gonna see success in the next 10 days.
Let's talk about flip-flops, okay? We're just gonna add that to the bottom of the list. Like it is like, and when they say that, ladies, like, or men, like, tell your wife this, like, when you have a sentence, can I ask you a favor or your opinion? Shut up. Like, just don't move. Just listen. Just be there and nod and like, and when I started doing that, I was like, wow. That was when I really became, that's why you see me with all of my best friends, you know, in the group, like a lot of them are men because ladies, if you can give that to a man, it's one of the most beautiful things.
Yeah.
Where else? I was reading this study that like men, typically the relationships and marriages that last the longest. There are a million beautiful women, more beautiful than you know, like there's plenty of women in the world more beautiful than I am, but there's probably very few that can hold a nurturing and loving space. And same with you. I know that about you. Yeah. So being able to gift that to a man, he really can't get that many places because they're not allowed to be emotional.
Yeah. They have to stay in a specific energy to be successful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I fucked up. Surprise. This episode went on for 2 freaking hours, 2 full hours. And so I hate to be that girl, but I'm going to have to be that girl where I'm going to post part 2 next week. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really hate making people wait. I hate when I start a show and I have to freaking wait for it a whole week before a new episode launches. So I apologize for being that girl. This shouldn't happen often. However, it did happen this one time. So this is my own fuck up and I'm trying to own it. So I hope that you are all patient with me while I figure out this process. I even had to record this part separately because I didn't know how to tie in the 2 episodes together. So as you continue to watch my show, you're gonna see the show kind of grow and develop along with me. So you'll notice some changes here and there. And it can go from background changes to actual rebranding changes. Surprise, this show is actually going to be called the Enlighten Up Podcast. And literally the day as I was posting everything, I looked on Spotify and it looks like there's already the Enlighten Up Podcast taken. She's about 200 episodes in deep. So she's established and there's no way I was going to try and compete for that name. So yeah, here's a fun example of my growth and evolution with the show along with you. And it's just going to happen naturally. Hopefully things will just continue to get better. You know, you gotta love it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Danna-Gift Show. And I cannot wait to see you on next week's episode where Brit Shane will continue to blow your mind. See you next week.